They don't have Slurpees at the 7-Elevens in Japan.
What? Is it?
Believe it or not.
Why
Do
not?
they have restrooms?
I'm hoping so. I think they have bidets.
Slurpee wa doko desu ka?
You're just making it up.
No.
And nobody can fact check you.
Where is the Slurpee? Is that what you asked? Okay.
But here's what I'm having a problem with. We were friends when you walked in here, and I said, repeat after me, and you stared me down.
Because he knows you.
It's the trust.
It's like, I was like, dude, I really want to be caught on microphone, on a podcast, and immortalized on YouTube forever, repeating after Jeff.
That is some
I was
solid,
making some calculations in my head right there.
That's right, Beatitudes Nation. This is Paul Kolker coming in here with the Beatitudes, a religiously funny podcast that explores what it takes to be the Christian man in the modern world. Using our unique blend of wit and wisdom, we interview men that are seeking to glorify God and follow his will in every aspect of their lives.
You are so articulate.
Why, thank you. Yes, it's like somebody wrote that for me, you know? And I'm joined, as always, by my borough hosts, Jeff Scheffelbein.
Howdy.
And Nick Besner.
Yes, sir.
And we have another phenomenal episode for you today. I think we're at like 40, what do we have, 44, 45? We're getting up there now.
It's pretty high.
For sure an odd number.
Yeah.
45 or 47.
I also think it's cool to tell our guests this show is phenomenal before it starts, because that's just incredible pressure. It's going to be one of the best shows ever.
Absolutely. We're setting the bar super high because we know he can exceed it. He can meet or exceed it.
I think that he could lift the bar on his own with all of us on it because he's a Superman.
You do save the best for 47.
That's it.
That's what they say.
Well, so how would you rate your pre-performance, right? Like, how do you predict your performance is going to go on a scale of 7 to 11?
Yeah, I'd say probably an 11.
An 11.
Yeah, definitely I'd take it to 11. I've been
11.
prepping for 7 days.
Nice. Okay.
Jeff, your eyes are like, give me more of this. I need more.
I could slurp that up all day.
Anything flows.
Yes. Well, so yeah, we're tipping the bit a little bit here, but we've got David Colletti of 7-Eleven.
Thank you. Come again.
Oh, thank heaven.
We're just gonna let him run the show from here, so I'm gonna sit back and hand it over. No, but welcome to the Beatitudes.
Thanks for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Well, you should be.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff did promise me I'd be one of the first guests. I think he meant like after 46 other people.
Yeah, one of the first guests today.
Yes.
We only have two, and you're second.
I think I'm only second today out of two.
You were a top 3 guest today.
Yes.
Promise.
You know, most people don't realize that podcasts are supposed to end their first season after 50 episodes. So you made it. You squeaked into the first season.
There you go.
Yeah.
I could have let off the second season. You might have wanted to wait to see how that first season went before you really invited me.
That's a good point.
He's holding us accountable. This is great.
You know, not many people like you have. Do you run a 7-Eleven or you work for corporate?
Yeah.
It's a disappointing answer. I actually just work for corporate, although I worked in a 7 on 7-Eleven day, and we had 21 kids show up in my
Amazing.
3 NV 3500s pulled up into the driveway in the parking lot, and I think scared the franchisees.
These are all multiples of 7. Every number you said, 3,500.
So you rolled in to, or you were working it because it's Slurpee Day.
It's Slurpee Day. Our birthday.
That's your birthday.
Not well.
No,
It's
not yours.
7-Eleven Day.
Yeah.
July 11th.
7-Eleven day.
Is that where the name came from?
No, the hour's 7 to 11.
What does that mean?
The hours.
7 in the morning. Because
Seven
hours.
it was a more available convenience store, right? Was the whole idea that it was open longer hours of the day.
Yeah. Well, it started out as an ice house here in South Dallas, Southland Ice Corporation, run by the Thompson families.
Okay.
One of their employees had the idea to sell milk and eggs. He said, if you can get me some shelves, I can sell product, not just ice. Customers need it. So they gave him a small chunk of change back then. He came back with a lot more money at the end of the summer, and they said, we have a business here. That was 1927.
Wow.
Turned an ice house into a convenience store. Then we started selling gas, started selling coffee. At some point, they opened 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., and that was a lot longer than people were normally open, and they changed the name to 7-Eleven.
Okay, you're working in corporate, so you know something that maybe you could just divulge to us here for a second. The company's going to turn 100 years old in 4 years, you're telling me?
Yes.
Is that like free Slurpees all year?
I have no idea what the marketing department's cooking up, but it better be something good. We're trying to get to 100,000 stores around the world. Wow. We're about 85,000 right now.
And do you have anything to do with that?
I'm trying. Got a store here or two. 1 + 1 = 15,000. That's 100,000.
Now that is some corporate math. That is fantastic.
Okay, you should call it banker math.
No, banker math, yeah.
You leverage that up with some debt, you get like
Synergies.
200,000 stores.
Well, wait, so we've been hearing that you work in corporate. What is your title, and what do you do in your role working for 7-Eleven?
Sure. My title is Senior Vice President, Real Estate and Mergers and Acquisitions.
Oh, nice.
So
you are responsible for getting those extra.
You said it jokingly, but that is literally what the boss said. You go find me 15,000 more stores.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So
No pressure.
Cool mission.
it is. We're not responsible for all of them because around the world we have licensees. We're in about 19 countries. We're responsible for U.S. and Canada here out of Dallas. Then we have a joint venture in Mexico. Japan is its own. They actually have a public company in Japan which owns us out of bankruptcy in '91.
Oh, wow.
And fun fact, about 13,000 stores in U.S. and Canada, over 20,000 stores in Japan, which just take the size of the state. It's like the size of Rhode Island.
They love their 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I think I heard that. First floor and second floor, 2 different stores.
I've not been yet, so I might go in a couple weeks for a work project. But my understanding is there's some corners with more than one 7-Eleven because it's office buildings. You have how many thousands of people working in an office building, and go there breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Repeat after me. Toy day. I'm helping you. Toy day.
Are you though?
Wadoko desu ka?
Give me the money.
No, that's kudaha okane.
It's 2 Japanese phrases.
Toy day wadoko desu ka is where's the bathroom? And you're going to want that one.
I'm gonna need that one.
Too many Slurpees. If you have too many Slurpees.
They don't have Slurpees at the 7-Elevens in Japan.
What?
Yeah,
Is it?
believe it or not?
Why
Do
not?
they have restrooms?
I'm hoping so. I think they have bidets.
Slurpee wadoko desu ka?
You're just making it up,
No.
and nobody can fact check you.
Where is the Slurpee? Is that what you
Yeah.
asked? Okay.
But here's what I'm having a problem with. We were friends when you walked in here, and I said, repeat after me, and you stared me down.
Because he knows you.
The trust.
It's like, I was like, dude, I really want to be caught on microphone on a podcast and immortalized on YouTube forever, repeating after Jeff.
That is some
I was
solid.
making some calculations in my head right there.
That is
I
solid
told
math.
Jeff, I was like, David, I just love this guy. He's awesome. You continue to follow through with that. Like, you're just
Okay. So you're in charge of mergers and acquisitions. You're 15,000 away from your goal.
Yes.
Okay. You could later, when we do our game, get 15,000 points so Paul and I have a chance of catching Nick before it's all over.
Yeah, because he's in the lead.
What if we get about 100,000 points?
Whoa, see? I like the way this guy thinks.
No.
why stop there?
Nick's already preparing his swan song.
He's just going to leave. He's like, I go out on this. Boom.
I think, yeah.
I don't
Actually,
think
he's just
any
going to sit
guests
there and
care about the points.
he's going to
like you
start
care about the
crying.
points.
And David's going to be like, why is Nick crying?
Where are the
Oh.
points kept? Is there a chart or like an abacus around here or something?
They're kept on YouTube by our super fan, Christopher.
How can you find that?
By going to youtube.com/@the_Beatitudes. It's the most, we'll get something shorter
You
eventually.
know what?
We'll figure it out.
Bet you're glad we didn't say ampersand.
That's a fun word to say.
I love that word.
Nobody knows what you're saying. You say ampersand?
Right.
I literally had a programmer at my old job. He was like, 2 jobs ago, he's like, blah, 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 ampersand. I'm like, what words are you saying right now? And I said, I know numslock.
Okay, I actually read this like this week that the word ampersand came from the way that they used to say the alphabet, and they would kind of like an ampersand, and it was like a continuation.
What?
Literally, it became the word ampersand because it was the combination of like and per se this and per se that, and then it was just like, what are you saying? Ampersand.
I'm going to say ampersand.
It's crazy. Like, like
Ampersand.
go look it up.
Ampersand. Anyway.
Do you have a word that you love?
Many words. I'm going to steal one from my friend because it's stuck in my head. He asked that random question. What word is fun to say?
Yeah.
He came up, arugula.
Yes.
And it really is just fun to say.
That is.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it
Arugula.
rolls off the tongue and into
Yeah.
the trash where it belongs.
And nobody really knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's arugula. And if there's ever a salad with arugula on the menu, I order it just because of the word arugula, and I want to be able to say that.
I say, hold the arugula. I'm dairy free. Is it dairy?
No.
See?
What?
It's not cheese.
I'm pretty sure it's a form of like the cabbage, like
Yeah,
lettuce
it's
type
some
thing.
The green.
lettuce-ish.
I'm playing you like a fiddle right now.
No.
Are you?
I'm super smart.
You're really trying.
Ampersand what?
Yes.
Okay. I want to take a big step back. How did you find your way to the kingdom of 7-Eleven?
Say Providence.
Yeah.
You know, always knew I didn't want to be a long-term lawyer, law partner, big firm partner. And
But you were one.
I was a
On
big
that
firm
path,
lawyer, yes.
right.
I was on that path.
Yeah.
I'd moved to Dallas, working at a great firm down here, but knew that, at some point, really 5-6 years in, you got to find your way out if you want to get out. And so I started looking, found a few different opportunities on the way, and luckily things came up where I didn't take them. A couple of those companies are now in bankruptcy or don't exist anymore.
Because you didn't go there.
Well, we'll say that.
We told you, humility, check it at the door.
They definitely wouldn't be in bankruptcy if I went there, or they would have been
Yeah.
in bankruptcy a lot faster. One or the other. I would have demanded
One of
such
two- one of
ridiculous
two
salary
outcomes.
expectations.
Clearer, faster.
Yeah.
Yes, let's just get to the end fast.
So you enter 7-Eleven as a what?
So I actually entered the legal team, and really what attracted me to 7-Eleven, I'll tell you, it was not the business. It wasn't the fact that I hung out at a bunch of 7-Elevens growing up, trying to slurp a little extra Slurpee when the guy behind the counter wasn't looking, and trying to, cash in as many quarters as I could for Street Fighter and Altered Beast. But
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That was my history of non-gas 7-Elevens. I met the general counsel at the time, or actually he was the assistant general counsel, who was about to become general counsel, and he was the HR lawyer as well. Our entire hour interview was spent talking about Jesus after about the first 5 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty typical.
Yeah,
That's
what
big corporations.
People always say this
Yeah.
when we talking to the M&A guys in our podcast.
Yeah, HR lawyer, big company. Let's talk about Jesus for 55 minutes. And it came up because Joe DePinto, our CEO, has his leadership principle is focused around servant leadership.
Yeah.
And so I was asking Rankin, the deputy general counsel at the time, about that. And he said, well, he's like, let's be honest. I don't need anybody around here telling me what servant leadership is. I'm a Christian. I follow one guy, Jesus Christ. And I was like, let's go there. So we spent 55 minutes talking about that. And
That was not uncomfortable for you to go into.
no, it was. I think we ran over time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a great first meeting. Ironically, after that, the recruiter called me and said, I think they're going to go in a different direction. I said, okay. And I was working on a couple big deals.
They're
at the
going
time.
to bankruptcy.
I did warn the recruiter that's not a good decision.
There's a history of people.
They might want to rethink that if they want to be around to see their 100th anniversary.
Wow.
And then a couple weeks later, she called me back. She's like,
Finish him.
it's not working. If only they knew how many Slurpees I might have stolen,
Yeah.
I'd probably be paying them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, man, rough
Yeah.
streets.
That might be
man.
part of the the whole game here. They're like, if we get Colletti to work for us for a while, we'll earn all that money back from like the 80s.
There you go. Just take a little off the top.
Your salary would
I
be a
probably
little
should
bit
check my
higher.
paycheck.
It's like that Vegas house. We just got to keep them around long enough.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Household,
so
yeah.
keep going.
So a few weeks later, the recruiter called back and said, they want to bring back in for a second interview. And interviewed another guy who ended up being Don Stevenson, who has since retired, but some of y'all might know he's a great Catholic guy, 5 kids of his own. And we, again, spent half the time, I think, talking about Jesus. So after meeting a few more people, I realized that everybody worked there about 20 plus to like 40 years, it seemed like. Jesus came up in 2 interviews. And so I didn't know I really wanted to be in the convenience store. I was like, what am I going to do with the convenience store? Like, how exciting could that really be? I'm going to go buy a few gas stations. But I was like, it seemed like good people. And I chose both my first 2 jobs off the people, not the place.
Yeah.
And now, actually, I can tell you, it is really exciting and interesting to work for a convenience store company because
That's a good
there's
framework.
a lot more that goes on there.
That's a really good framework for people. Like if you're in that job search or like go with the people.
And have you had any success buying any organizations while you were there?
We bought a few. We've completed about 50 acquisitions in the last 14 years, acquired about 7,000 plus stores. The biggest one was Speedway, which we acquired in 2021. We closed the deal, signed it in 2020, and that was about 3,900 stores for $21 billion.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And David, you weren't playing like some junior analyst role in that room.
No, it was my deal. And so I was running the team at that time, and we had a small team. We actually closed the deal in about 72 hours from when we found out we won the deal. It was Wednesday evening. We said, okay, if we're gonna do this deal, we need to sign by Sunday. And so next day, told the
Write
team,
a book, David. I would read the book of that 72 hours.
Well, the last 8 hours of it was Sunday. We had to get on a call, and I said, hey, I can't get on the call. I got 9 o'clock mass, so I'll call you guys after mass. And yeah, the SVP at Marathon who was selling the company was like, what? I was like, yeah, I was like, I can't talk to you from 9 to whenever I get home from mass. But my wife had actually scheduled a brunch that day. So she had about 50 people coming to the house.
Whoa.
Brunch at your house, not
at my house.
Out with the kids.
No, so
Maybe I'm spending $1 billion per guest that's in our house right now.
Well, when Elena hates it, I won't tell her what I'm working on. So Speedway had died once and resurrected in this like 72-hour period. And I won't tell Elena and the kids, and they're like, I think I know what you're working on, Dad. And one kid was like, I think you're buying Disney World. That would be awesome. I don't know how it factors into our game plan at 7-Eleven, but it would be really awesome. I will let you know if we decide to buy Disney World.
I love kids.
And
you're actually not allowed to tell your kids you're even going to Disney World, so don't tell them when you're buying it either.
Yeah.
I have a conference in Orlando in November. They don't know.
No. We'll take that out of the show so they can't hear that. All right, so you do this. Do you do the whole brunch, or you're like on the ear pods, like?
No, so we had an office in our house at the time we were in. So I have an office kind of hidden back in the far part of the house, and got all these guests, and I'm cooking sausages and stuff on the grill. And every time my phone goes off, I'm running back into the office, get on a quick call, answer email, we had like a PR call, we had a board call, and about like 3:30 I come out. So it was like probably about 10:30 we get home from St. Monica's to 3:30, and I'm like, oh, where'd all the guests go? I was like, yeah, they all left about an hour and a half ago. You haven't been out of the office in a while. And then the announcement came out like 10 minutes later over all the news wires. Like, well, listen, this I can finally tell you. And she's like, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because it's just not impressive. Like, although she wanted to know all along what I was doing, and I actually told her, she's like, oh yeah, I don't get what's a big deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's why you can't ever pull something over your wife. They're like,
yeah,
you're not that cool.
Yeah,
I love you.
And the kids were like, so you're not buying Disney World?
Just falling flat.
Yeah. What a letdown.
The whole
And they're
family.
telling the neighborhood
we did
kids.
get 3 stores at Disney World.
Hey,
Oh.
They were not that impressed by that.
Like, hold on.
do I get free Slurpees when I go inside?
How many kids do you have?
So we got 5 kids.
5 kids.
Yeah.
Still not impressed by. I mean, 7-Eleven's a big deal. My kids think the 7-Eleven over here at the Sound, right by your headquarters, they think that's vacation. But I'm also a cheapo.
You probably visit 7-Eleven more with your kids than I do with mine. My kids get 7-Eleven day. They got to go to 7-Eleven.
Nice.
Every once in a while we get a treat there, but I really think they would be more excited about Dad working at 7-Eleven. I have to work at 7-Eleven in a few weeks here for a week to do my in-store experience. I'm pretty sure they're going to show up with 20 kids every day.
Yeah.
To bug Dad.
Yeah.
Because when they did show up on 7-Eleven day, my eldest daughter sits there and goes, I'm not impressed, Dad. You're not behind the counter. I don't think the franchisee wants me behind the counter. He's just happy that I'm like mopping up the floor here by the Slurpee machine. The best part of that whole day is I'm working with 2 other guys who I just met. They were great guys. One guy just joined the company. The other guy had been there a few years but hadn't been in the office much because of COVID. So I'm meeting these guys for a couple of hours, talking to them, getting to know them. I didn't tell them what my role is or anything, just trying to get to know them. 21 kids come in, and all these kids are, you're really friends with your friends. These are like really good friends, kids. So they're coming in, they're like grabbing on my leg. I'm giving my kids are giving me a kiss. I literally served all of them their Slurpees, helped them like put their cups on. I'm doing it the whole line. And of course, about 10 other people came in when you have 21 kids in the store. So like the line's around all the gondolas. And afterwards we leave, and 10 minutes go by, and these guys we're talking about, where do you think those kids came from? Is there a summer camp or something around here? I was like, no, they were my kids and our friends. They're like, oh, yeah, I thought maybe you knew them because you were really friendly with them.
Like now you have to implement that training. Like, don't kiss kids that walk in the store.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like,
To be clear.
at what point did you think what I was doing was okay if I was not related to or didn't know these kids really well?
Gosh, yeah.
So it did concern me a little bit. Now, luckily they don't work in stores.
Your corporate material?
Yeah, we don't get too many kids showing up at store support centers.
Touche.
If anybody's watching this or just listening to this, I would encourage you to go to YouTube because, brother, you always dress like a beatitude.
impress.
Yeah, like the word dude comes from a Yankee Doodle Dangle. You're a sharp dressed man.
And I'm a Yankee.
Oh.
There you go. You got the whole package. You belong.
As we already knew,
right
whole
there.
package.
I'll tell you, this jacket is more famous than I am.
Go
I was on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All of us just broke our neck a little bit. That was the weirdest triple move I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
so I'm not on any social media, but I was on a flight about, it was February? No, it was March. And flying to a conference in LA. And I go to DFW, flying out to LA. And it's one of these, like, you're just not having the greatest experience getting on. I had my normal overstuffed carry-on, backpack, briefcase, whatever it was, and 3 people. I think your carry-on's too big to get on. I'm like, no, it fits in here. Look, I can shove it in here. It fits. And I finally convinced them that I can carry my carry-on on, because I never trust that if you have to check your carry-on, you get it back. And I walk down, and there's like U.S. Air Marshal, U.S. Air Marshal every 10 feet checking people. And every one of them is talking to somebody. You get down to the last one, right by when you're about to board the plane, and now there's a big scene. It's one guy filming it on his phone
Because of course.
because you got to film everything.
Yeah, these
right?
days, yeah.
And this big, the guy must have been 6'5", white, Caucasian, am I supposed to say, U.S. Air Marshal, and an African American man, and they're getting into it. And he has this clear backpack, and definitely something smells in the jetway.
Sure.
And so the Air Marshal is grilling them a little bit. Once they search the backpack, the guy gives them the thing. He searches the backpack. Now the guy's throwing a fit like, you're profiling me. Why are you searching my backpack? It was over at that point. Like, he could have just got on the plane. This is going on, and the guy's filming it, and he's yelling, and then the guy turns around and looks at me, and now the Air Marshal's looking at me, and I'm just standing there like, hey, what do you want me to do? And
Hi, everybody.
so then finally he gets on, he's throwing this, and he's talking the whole way on the plane. Finally, he's like, you're getting on the plane. Now Ving Rhames is in first class. I'm looking like, you're throwing a fit. Like, somebody actually famous is here, Ving Rhames. I'm like, okay, that guy, everybody waits at Ving Rhames, get on. I don't know, I fall asleep on the plane, get up, get off the plane, turn your phone back on. My phone is blowing up. Like, hey, where are you traveling to? You're all over Instagram, you're on this, you're on that, you're in that article here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Apparently this guy, his name is Gilly the Kid, I think, and he's like semi-famous or famous influencer who I think was a rapper and maybe went to jail for a little bit and came out and made a bunch of money selling his story to Bleacher Report. Yeah, is it Bleacher Report? Whatever, they do at the sports news and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds right.
And so for several days, and I've actually been in LA, they're so into social media, like random people stop me on the street because I just this jacket.
Oh
no,
my
because
gosh.
the jacket's like, were you just on the airport? I saw you on Instagram.
How come you didn't do anything in the jetway?
That's so crazy. It was
Isn't there,
the
like-
same day, like hours later.
Yeah. And even to it was just happened a month ago. I was playing basketball at the JCC, and some guy afterwards like, hey, I got a question. It's like, were you getting on a plane to LA like 5-6 months ago? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I thought I saw you on the internet, man.
That's crazy.
You're a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I think maybe your absence from being on the internet makes us all long for it. So when we get a taste of it, we just want it. Like you've created this
Absence makes
demand.
our fonder. If absence does that, then people all over social media are really yearning for me. I'm completely absent from social media.
Here in a minute, we're going to play a game, but I just want to point out something about you that, I'm like everybody's hype man. So I just say crazy stuff about people and then I connect them and see if it works. Yeah. Before I introduce you to people like Nick or Paul, I'm like, so when he was a young lawyer, coming off the streets of Philly, right? Is my story right so far?
Yes.
I tell people you have a photographic memory. Just let me say that, okay?
We'll go with it.
Okay. But at the time you were also working out and practicing mixed martial arts, MMA fighting, and that you had, you got a mohawk now or it's a high and tight, like you don't look corporate. It was way more tight and small back then. It was Mr. T-esque. You pitied fools.
I also had a lot more jewelry on then.
You had jewelry. You were a little bit bigger. You've slimmed down a little bit less. You're still very strong and can beat up either one of these guys.
Wait.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see?
Why did you exclude yourself from that?
Oh, don't worry about it, Paul. I'm over here. We can find out.
could
Though.
beat
I think he's calculated that
at
he's
the
getting out the
same
door
time.
first.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's a good
They
calculation.
used to play. They used to play a game at Haynes and Bone, the lawyers and forth. Like, which way would you go? Like, how far could you go and get through the remaining lawyers? Like, if you had to fight the lawyer next to you, which way are you going?
Oh, I thought it was going to be all about you. Like, David's going to attack the room. What's your strategy?
Which way does he go first?
The only thing that came was like, they all said, we all just calculated the number of offices till we got to you. And like, so we went the other way.
Well, so am I wrong that there was a bit of a, like, at least a Fight Club feel? Because you'd have to show up with some bumps and bruises, a black eye or a bit of a smashed ear or something. And then suit and tie and you're, let's hit the corporate law, you know, whatever, file of the paper.
Well, we're filing lots of papers. We're hitting corporate law.
Nailed it.
Jeff knows exactly how big law
taking
works.
the 1Ls out for pancake breakfast.
Have you ever read like a John Grisham novel or any?
I've dated girls that he worked with at that law firm.
Oh, okay.
He paid a lot of
would
attention
talk,
whenever
and I'd be
she
like,
told him about her
Lots
day.
of notes. He was taking
Your life
cliff notes.
sounds very boring.
Pushing papers and filing cabinets and running away from David Colletti.
Per se, ipso facto.
Per se.
And per se.
You were ampersand that you filed filing cabinets. Not having it. Did David ever trip you?
Guilty.
Guilty. I love law.
Yeah. I did. So before MMA, it was actually rugby. So I
that
started out
really
like
jacked
coming
up
out
your
of
ears.
So coming out of law school, I'd been playing rugby, and I kept playing rugby in New York and Dallas
Yeah.
first. And so I think my first day in New York, I had a black eye at the law firm. But I'm pretty sure I actually showed up during a summer associate, like when I was a summer associate with a black eye one time.
That's
from
like
playing.
street cred. Nobody messes with you after that. Like, Dave, we're cool. Hey, man, did you have a good weekend?
That's so wild.
Somehow it didn't faze them. I don't know what that says about me. And the hiring partner in New York, it was a great guy. We were there for the summer, and everybody's meeting you the first day, and it's all about, you're trying to impress them a little bit. You kind of, at that time, this is 2002, economy was good coming out of the recession. And you kind of knew you had a job unless you screwed it up. So I'm like, all right, just don't screw this up. There's like 11 of us. I'm like, out of which 11 is going to like screw it up? It's not going to be me.
Yeah.
And we're in like my first meeting. Everybody's going around and introduce himself. And the guy was like, what do you go by? I was like, every day, whatever. Nah, you're a Colletti. I was like, actually, people probably do call me Colletti more than Dave or David. And he's like, yeah, you're not a first name kind of guy. I was like, Steve, I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to take it as a compliment for now. And he's like, for a lawyer, it is. I was like,
I can see him saying, Steve, I'm not sure what that means. I'll take it as a compliment, Steve. Are we
Steve
clear?
Says, yes,
warning.
Sir. Yes,
hey,
sir.
I can't wink with this eye anymore, so got it, Steve? All right, well, we want to give you a wink. We're going to play a game with you right now called
Blessed are the joke makers, for they shall inherit the 70.
I want him to pick the points.
Well,
He's how many points is this worth?
We're going to go with 71,100.
Whoa!
This would literally
It all comes down to
everything.
this.
This is the lightning round.
Are we okay with this?
How about, how many points do you normally give out?
Well, like,
less-
the
How about
spread right now is between-
17,100?
The spread right now is
How about-
between like 800 and 1,300 is high and low right now.
800 and 1,300?
Yeah, that's
let's
like
do
over-
711.
Yes.
It's a great amount
Wow.
of points.
Yep. Okay. Okay. This could swing it or put him infinitely in the lead. This is.
Can we pause and I can go like watch a bunch of comedy?
You've had so many more years than either Paul or me to do that.
Living?
Jeff.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I like how it's just like random comedy. I'm just going to like type comedy. You gonna type that into Google?
So much comedy.
Okay. Jokes.
I also have so many kids that I've gotten less funny because I watched Daniel Tiger over and over for 7 or 8, 12 years, whatever my kids are.
I don't,
Yeah,
know.
let's
I
do
don't know what
this.
Daniel Tiger
You
is.
should have them watch.
I'm only 2 years into watching Daniel.
Daniel Tiger was made by a Catholic. Found that out yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Touche.
Throw that at you.
the way this game works, to get back on target here, is we've got a character card and we have a Catholic card game card, and we have to answer the yellow card as the character card. So
For 711 points.
this is crazy. This is so high pressure, high
Amped.
stakes. Okay.
I see the sweat coming out.
I'm dying over here.
As a Brainiac Know-It-All, we have to answer the prompt, you know you're Catholic when you love talking about blank.
My name's Jeff Scheffelbein, and you know you're a Brainiac Catholic whenever you talk about Jeff Scheffelbein.
Cheap shots don't go very far on this show.
As a Brainiac Know-It-All, you have to discuss
synodality and its relationship to ecumenical councils, specifically the one that was held in Florence in the year 711.
David, if I may. Cheerio. Welcome to the show where we're going to be discussing the hypostatic union and all sorts of charismatic qualities that certainly you already know because you have a photographic memory, and we would like for you to merger and acquisition all the other Protestant denominations. What was that?
I think there were like 5 different accents.
We say that on like every
Always.
show.
Always.
He starts British, he goes Australian.
I didn't even know what came out at first. I thought, was that British? Was
I
that
definitely heard Texan in there at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, well, I'm ecumenical.
There it is. It's a good justification. That is well played. You do have to pick one of us.
I'm going to have to go with Paul.
Oh!
Brainiac Know-It-All is like big words.
High five, Paul.
Way to go, Jeff, with your big numbers and the big points. And
I think I'll have to look at the schedule, but I
I
think
was
there's
just
like
happy
one show
to
or
just keep
two.
it impossible for you to win.
I think that if we didn't finish season 1 with Paul being in the running, it would have been weird. But there's a dark horse in the race. Hey, David.
There's only 3 episodes left. This could be it.
That's, yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh,
You're building
man.
momentum.
You know what I want to build is the one where you like lose a bunch of points.
Oh, so we have a winner and a negative point?
the super loser. Hey,
Yeah.
It's like a game of 21.
Yeah.
You accidentally got 22 and now
You
you're
gotta
back.
start over.
Oh, yeah.
We're
We have to
playing
get
to
exactly
yeah.
to 2,000 or something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. You bust.
Ah,
Back to 0.
For being our celebrity guest judge, we are giving you socks from Sockreligious that match your wild personality. These socks, newly released, are the St. John the Baptist socks that dang near glow in the dark. And I'm pretty sure when people see it, they'll be like, here comes the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
I am not worthy to unstrap your sandal with those socks on, or wash your feet, whatever it is. I literally think those socks are going to make you LA famous once again.
Yeah.
They're pretty sweet.
I love them.
Yeah,
Orange
you could
is my
land-
second favorite color.
You could land airplanes with those. So
I'm
Oh,
going
you
to
kind
put in
of-
my arms and see what happens.
I don't remember the exact 7-Eleven colors, but there's something going on right here.
There's a red, orange, and green, the tri-stripe we have. So I think we're missing a couple colors in, but you got the
The
orange.
orange is there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're on. You're on brand here.
Yeah, we're getting it. The green is on your muscle shirt that's underneath your other shirt. I can see it right there.
And if you too out there would like to get some Sockreligious socks, head to sockreligious.com/beatidudes.
On the internet.
people know how internet works these days. It's not 1997.
You be able to type that in on the phone?
I'm calling beatidudes.com.
/beatidudes. I typed in all
Getting-
the letters.
getting a busy
I typed in
signal.
all the letters on sockreligious.com. I even hit the slash. The team at Aquinas Wealth Advisors believes that good values and good returns are not mutually exclusive. Using a tech-smart and morally sound approach, they provide investment alternatives that align with Catholic teachings without sacrificing returns. These days, faith-driven investors are finding it hard to know where their money is going. They have no visibility into what their dollars are supporting, but there's a better way. Thanks to the Faith and Finance Score from Aquinas Wealth Advisors, you can look into your current holdings to see what you're supporting and make a switch to an advisor that aligns with your values and gives power to your voice. Check out AquinasWealth.com today.
Hey, y'all, this is Jeff Scheffelbein. When Nick and I set out to start our new company, Undivided Life, we were really concerned about how would we cover the healthcare needs of our growing families, and we were so excited to find a company that fit both our medical needs and our faith beliefs perfectly. It's called Solidarity HealthShare. It is an ethical alternative to traditional health insurance. We're never part of sharing in the medical costs of anything that goes against the teachings of the Catholic Church, making it a great alternative for Catholics and Christians alike. Solidarity is very affordable. which is perfect for a large family or for a new and growing business like the one we've started. So visit joinsolidarity.com today so that you can get started with us.
Hi, it's Paul Kolker from the Beatitudes here, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I also, outside of the show, perform improv comedy on a regular basis with a group called Divine Comedy. So what we do is we come up with everything on the spot, so whether you're looking for faith-filled, fun, family-friendly comedy for your youth night, or whether you're looking for clean comedy for your corporate event, Divine Comedy can perform for your group and even get you in on the action. So if you'd like to hire us to come out and perform for your next event, check out divinecomedyimprov.com. Divine Comedy, an inferno of fun.
Welcome back, everybody. We're sitting here with David Colletti from 7-Eleven and Paul Kolker.
We're
Just gonna sit it straight over.
Well, yeah, so I have a deep pressing question that I'm sure everybody in the audience is wondering. We've all thought this before. 7-Eleven is, you said it was the hours, 7 to 11, right?
Yes.
But it's open now 24 hours. Is that correct?
Yes.
So why do you have locks on your doors?
Well, sometimes one, you actually have to close down for, whether it be like a security issue or incident, whether you're actually doing a changeover a store and you have to lock it up for a period of time. But some people like to keep one door locked. I don't know if you've noticed that. Only one of the doors locked.
To make you look stupid.
Like how many like walk into that first one?
That's me every time. I will find that door.
Yeah, it's really for the. I think you can't have a building in most places without having locks on.
So
it. You're able to lock it. Yeah, if the store gets shut down, you have an accident, you have a fire or something, you need to lock it up.
Okay. Well, that was just for the denizens of the internet that Jeff introduced us to at the end of the last segment.
Welcome, everybody.
Not the denizens, just the internet.
It's a new thing.
But
Did Jeff
yes,
invent the internet?
Where do I look up denizens?
in north of Dallas, it's a town called Denison. So we're gonna move on to a question though. We all this is our TBD question of the day. This is just one. Get as passionate or not as you'd like about this, but we are just gonna ask the question: what makes you mad? So we all have to answer this question. And this is an honest one. This isn't a game. This is just us sharing. So, what makes us mad? What's something we want to rant about?
Paul, can I go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Raised my hand.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Jeff here. This actually has always made me very mad. It's when an emergency vehicle, especially an ambulance or fire truck, has its lights on and its sirens on and is trying to get down a road and somebody won't just move over. And I get there might be those split seconds where you don't see somebody, but where it's so obvious that you can't, I want to race past them and nudge the person out of the way, out of like this passionate, like if this was your family that was waiting for this ambulance, if this was your house, like get your car, your vehicle off the pathway
road
and you
off-road it.
It makes me furious that you are somehow more important in that moment than something that is an emergency, or else they wouldn't have the lights on, the emergency
Flashers,
vehicle.
Okay, mine's related but more selfish because you're caring about like other people in an emergency situation. Mine is just when somebody drives slowly in the left lane and it's for passing. It is labeled everywhere. This is for passing.
Only.
Yes.
For passing
for
only.
passing only. So if there is a car to the right of you that is passing you, you're doing it wrong.
It's wrong.
And and that translates as well to like just walking in places, right? So like if you're in an airport or in the mall, any public-ish area, like the left, we're in America. This isn't Great Britain. So if you're on the left side, you should be moving, not just sort of traipsing along, taking in the sights or coasting on the handrail on the moving walkway.
I'll riff off that one. It drives me insane when it's like heavy traffic and like there's nowhere to go. So don't try to pass me on the right. Like you're just going to speed past me and then slam on your brakes. Like what does that accomplish?
It's a theme here.
Yeah. Are we stuck on this theme? Because I was actually thinking about this on the road. And I'm like, what they're asking about. And two things that happen in Dallas. One, it's hills and little corners. Like if you're on 75 and there's like a little bit of a turn, do people think that like this is like the movie Speed and the road hasn't been finished on the other side? because they're all slowing down. Like,
what's happening?
well, is it going to be there? Isn't I'm going to slow down? No, yeah, road's still here. Going to go now. Thank you. And the same thing with the hills, like this little 635, 35 where it hits. Like every day I drive that home, and it's like everybody slows down. Come okay, hey, don't worry, road's still here, guys. We're going to go again. I'm like, what's going on in your head?
Every highway driver has object permanence issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish they would treat it like the real movie Speed, where they had to speed up to jump it.
First of all, yeah, exactly. If it doesn't exist, you better go faster.
And you better hit that construction because there's a ramp in there.
Preferably with sound hydraulic driving.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that works out really well.
Yeah.
It's better for you.
And I thought about that movie 2 days ago because I was thinking about Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off playing the foreigner.
Oh.
Because he plays the foreigner where he's like...
Well, he's not a foreigner. He's just not from L.A.
He's like he's a tourist.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a tourist, but he's American. He's just not from L.A.
Oh, I've misinterpreted that whole thing. I was trying to figure out what accent that was.
He might be Canadian in real life, so maybe they don't really tell us where he's from. Maybe we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's touring from Canada.
He's North American.
I was trying to think, like, what did that guy do after Ferris Bueller's? He was the tourist in Speed.
Well, he was that. He was in Spin City. He was one of the with Michael J. Fox. Yeah. That it was a. You didn't ever see that? That was a long-running TV series. Yeah,
TV show.
Yeah, TV series on ABC. I think it was pretty popular.
Michael J. Fox was like the chief of staff to like the mayor or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They didn't cover that on Daniel Tiger.
I think he also directed a lot, didn't he?
He might have
more like directing, producing.
Yeah, I think he pivoted.
I could just be making it up because it sounds smart.
No, we could IMDb that.
He's gonna.
You may look it up on the internet.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah,
amazing.
I called information, and they had no idea.
Do. The
time is now.
Please put in one more quarter to continue speaking.
All right, so this show is wheels off.
Yeah.
But David, I feel like it is a nice tribute to you because we talked about Jesus, family, business, black eyes, M&A, MMA, and now and you gave away the biggest points of all time, more points than any priest that's ever been on this show. Like, there's something in the air tonight. I think it's that blue jacket.
I'm a giving kind of guy.
Yeah, that's what you are.
Very generous.
Well, we're going to talk about your generosity in the bonus show, so stick around for magnanimity and hypostatic unions. I'm going to butcher every word I can.
I think it's hypostatic, but I love that you're calling it hypostatic.
I want those points. Yes. I thought maybe he could like retroactively like, well, Jeff's pretty smart, so give it to him.
Now that you said it again in a different accent.
Yeah, try another one.
Go for it.
Yeah, no. Right. So we're actually going to play a game. This is going to be part of our Reverse Simpsons.
I thought this whole thing was a game.
Yes.
Yes.
Every episode of the Beatitudes on Monday ends differently than any other episode. So it's our reverse way of honoring the Simpsons somehow. So don't open these yet. These are just for you to hold on to. What we're going to do is we're going to play a game of catchphrase. So, David, you are the person trying to guess. So we'll do Nick first, and he'll have 1 minute and 33 seconds. He has 10 cards in there, and in order, without showing David, you'll be holding the card. Yep. You're going to, and don't look yet, you're going to have to basically get David to say the word or phrase on your card, but here's the rules of catchphrase. You can say just about anything as a verbal cue. Don't do visual cues because this is a podcast.
Sure.
I mean, you can kind of move your hands.
We like to do some things, but
mime it out.
Yeah, don't do no miming. That's when we're ready to push the envelope to over the edge of the cliff.
A full episode in mine would be an interesting. Maybe for the 100th.
We've done a magic trick.
That's Speed 2 where everybody dies. Okay, but listen, you cannot say. Spoiler alert! You can't say it rhymes with, or for example, if it's shoehorn, you can't say blueborn. But if it's shoehorn and you get him to say shoe, you can say shoe, and then.
Sure.
See what I'm saying? And he'd be like, oh, the internet? Don't say like the first letter starts with, or here's part of the word, like shh. That doesn't do it. So
got it.
1 minute and 33 seconds, 1 point for each one you get. I'll be marking those down somehow. And then on top of that, you can skip and come back. If you get all the points, if you get all 10 right, I get 100 points.
Wait, what?
Sure.
I mean, you get 100 points, I guess. Okay, Nick, I'm going to set the timer here. It'll go off when we get to 1 minute and 33 seconds. And ready, and just don't let him see it. Right? Hey, okay, good. Yep. Kind of hold it like you would a deck of cards. Okay, here we go. Go.
There are 7 in the church. Reconciliation.
Sacraments.
happiness and
sadness, joy, contentment,
joy. 7-Eleven sugary drinks.
Slurpee.
Banana. It's a dessert.
Banana
spoon.
Ice cream.
Like a custard, but
milkshake.
I'll come back to that.
Frozen yogurt.
Nope.
Smoothie.
Nope. Vanilla. It's a singer.
Ice.
What is his song?
Ice Ice Baby.
Yep. The Tin Man and
Wizard of Oz?
he says he can't.
He's oily.
What is he trying to say? He says,
"Oil me, oil can."
Oil can. Yep. Skip that for a second. The longest movie ever. It's an old book that women love it.
Titanic.
Not the Our Father, but the
Scarlet Letter.
Not the Our Father, but the
Hail Mary.
Yeah. When you get your hamstrings and glutes all exercised,
you're warmed up.
You're going to be doing this kind of a move.
Calisthenics, stretching.
No. Okay, we'll go back to banana.
Squat.
It's a dessert. It's a custard-like dessert. Banana, vanilla, chocolate in a snack
Sorbet?
cup. No,
snack
like
cup.
a kid. Like a kid would eat chocolate. It's
pudding?
Yes. There's a panther. He's got a color. It's
Black.
Nope. Funny guy.
Timer,
Pink
it's
Panther.
going off.
that was
I thought it
good.
Play through a little bit.
Dang, those were good.
Pink suit was tough.
Oh, yeah.
And then Pride and
I almost wore my pink
Oh,
jacket.
Pride and Prejudice. I was thinking it was Little Women because you were like,
Yeah.
oh, like.
And then I went. My brain farted on squat.
I said
rack.
squat.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
You said
All
a
right,
lot
I
of
almost
So-
wore my pink blazer. You would have been golden.
I know. Well, I was like,
You should be like,
the
you
first
wear
time
a
I met
color
you,
like this.
but like you don't remember
First
that.
time I met you, you were
Wearing a pink
you were
blazer.
so dazzling.
Yeah.
All right, Nick is at 7 out of 10 points.
Yeah.
That's
so,
tough.
Great job.
Thank
you.
Not 7 out of 11. You should have done one more.
Oh,
I'm not done.
I did get 7 out of 11. I also got 7 out of 10.
That's true.
I just got 7.
Change the denominator.
All right, Nick, Paul, are you ready with your cards?
I have the cards
All
out
right.
of the packet.
And I know you're gonna have to make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you can't see.
Yep.
He's got eagle eyes.
No
That's what I
cheating
figured
allowed.
out. He
Okay.
knows the internet. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
And go.
All right. Not despair, but
Joy, happiness.
yes. Okay. The source and summit of our faith.
The Bible, God, Word.
It's
Jesus.
turning bread into the.
Transubstantiation.
well,
bread
yeah,
into the
yeah.
body Eucharist.
Yes. There you go. Okay. I need to break $1. Can
Change?
You, yes, but okay.
Quarters?
But I don't want imprecise.
I want exact change.
Yes. All right. Oh, hey, bro. Nice arms, but it looks like you skip.
Leg day.
Yeah. All right.
Don't skip leg day.
Elon Musk wants us all to buy.
Electric vehicles.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good one.
Highway to the
Danger Zone.
Yes.
Top Gun.
Yes.
Maverick.
There we go. Okay. Ooh, snap into a.
Slim Jim.
Yes. Okay, we're all seated right now at
Table.
but what's the size?
Small table. Big table. Medium-sized table.
He in little
Little table.
little Tim.
Tiny table.
Yeah. Okay. Our Father who art in heaven.
Heaven. Hallowed be thy name.
Is
The Lord's Prayer.
Yes. And then you work in this.
A store.
No,
7-Eleven store
what-
support center.
you
a
said it
building.
earlier.
Oh, merger and acquisition.
Yeah.
Wow, he got it. Paul, that was 10 for 10.
You gave me Pride and Prejudice.
Hey, Paul's might have been a little easier.
My goodness.
Squat rack, pink suit, and Pride and Prejudice versus tiny
He just said
table.
the Our Father and he filled it in.
Yeah, but I did pretty well with leg day and electric vehicle.
I will say,
Oh,
you didn't
my
get tripped up.
goodness.
You were able to go to where the brain goes
Yeah.
on a song, a snap into the Slim
Yes.
Jim. Bro, it looks like you skipped. That one was so quick. I thought leg day was going to take longer.
Yeah.
Tiny table, you turned it there at the end. That was pretty
Whew,
impressive.
that was close. That was a close one.
Which one were you most frustrated by there?
Pride and Prejudice. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. Wait, here. We'll revisit this question. What makes you mad?
Unfair games.
Jeff
Yeah.
stacking the
I think it's
deck.
the new, was like, what's the woman? Is it Keira Knightley
Yeah.
And
that's right.
lack of humility.
Yeah.
Lack of
there you
humility,
go.
Keira Knightley.
Boom. The Venn diagram of that is
Pride and
And
Prejudice.
percent.
Oh yeah, you could have just done this movie. This book has an
So
ampersand.
good. So good.
Joining and percent buying. Mergers and acquisitions. Ampersand
Wow.
sounds
That
like
was-
cheating. Okay.
that was fun.
Very good.
How has this been for you, David?
This has
I mean,
been awesome.
Colletti.
Coletti.
Yeah.
Don't call me
Don't.
David.
Yeah, he might beat you up.
He's not a first name guy.
Hey, he's gonna have to beat y'all up first. That's how Beatitudes. That's how Beatitudes roll. Jeff gets punched last. Isn't that what we said when we started the?
Yeah, that is.
I think that's in the operating agreement.
yeah, the second rule. The second rule of
Is it
Beatitudes
operating
is.
agreement?
What's the first rule?
Is it in the filings?
Yeah.
You,
Well, I'll check with our lawyer, Colletti.
Colletti. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
To that.
come back. Join us on the bonus show. We're going to be talking actually about a lot of these things, not Pride and Prejudice,
No, because we don't know much about that.
but I promise it'll be a rip-roaring good time. We'll go deeper with Colletti on the bonus show. So we'll see you then. And until then, we will see you in the Eucharist, in the Source and Summit.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @the_Beatitudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.
This podcast is part of the Spoke Street Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.